Ah, damn it. Clicky audio.
You're also on Older Bros. How are you on Older Bros streams?
Oh, great.
No, but actually, how's that working? This isn't.
I don't know why
this.
This. Oh, because that's on top.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, we are not. We don't turn it off.
Right.
So...
Yes. I was like, wait, but how's that working? It shouldn't be working.
Hello, people. It's us, Two Bros Game. I'm your host, Sugar Bro.
I am your host, Older Bro.
And we're back with Katawa Shoujo, where we sound good.
That's good.
Sorry,
good
guys.
To hear
we were in a debate about anime off camera.
Yes. By the way, can you hand me my phone so that I can see the guide? I say guide, but it's literally just the chapter titles.
But before we continue, something hilarious happened. And I don't know if Older Bro saw my tweet. But,
oh yeah, I saw it while going over there.
Yeah. So, I was just talking about Godzilla and where they're gonna go for the future, if they have a future movie. They announced that they might have something. And today, the next day after Older Bro's Hollow Knight stream, where I talked about that, they dropped the next movie trailer today. And it looks like Godzilla and Kong are going to team up against a giant orangutan. I have no idea who this is. I've never even heard of this character. So, it's a completely new character. Don't know who it is, but I'm very excited for it. And it comes out next year. So, we will go watch that, and I will pay for that movie. Because I want that franchise to continue.
Yeah.
Alright. I
think I read this. I was going to say, might as well just read it again anyways.
To make a girl cry is the most despicable thing to do. Even Rin, especially Rin, my Rin. I said that to myself.
Yeah.
Luckily nobody heard that. That was internal. Behind that veil of aloofness, Rin is just a human being too. Just as confused, scared, and lost as any of us are. Most of the time, it seems that there is no rhyme or reason. No complicated meaning ain't no.
Yeah.
For what Rin does and says. But for once, I think I really understand how she feels. But no words can express it, and no words can make it better. So wordless, we stay quietly waiting for tears to run out. Time passes. Time goes by.
Wow.
Time passes agonizingly slowly. Even the lazy specks of dust floating in the air seem to pass into a standstill. Oh, that's a lot of crying and a lot of hugging.
Yep.
I love hug. The obligatory wall clock is ticking distractingly from above the door.
Obligatory.
I decided against counting the seconds because it would make them feel longer and it would make you feel like shit.
Yeah.
Eventually, Rin stirs a little and, still smothering herself against my chest, mutters into my shirt, Let me be here for a while. Please, Hisao. Just give me a little while. A soothing deluge spreads into my consciousness, the knowledge that while being here for Rin is all I can do for her. That's all she wants right now, even after all we've gone through. Sure. So she stays here, but I still can't bring myself to draw her closer so I could embrace her properly. Because doing it would just make me so sad that I don't know if I could bear it. The realization that we might never really be able to become what we want to be for the other crystallizes into my mind as a diamond-hard enlightenment. A pang purges through my heart like an electric shock. It's painful. This clarity hurts. What can we be for each other? What meaning is there for us to desperately cling to each other, even though it seems so futile? What should I say to Rin? How can I make her feel better? I don't know any of those things, and I fear knowing them would only hurt more. Forcefully, I push all that out of my mind because I don't want to be thinking of hurtful thoughts. My thoughts calm down soon enough. The sadness disperses until all that is left is me and Rin, and the tender feeling of her warmth and softness against my chest. Oh, that's nice. When did I fall in love with her? Weeks ago. Months.
Yeah, months ago.
I can't remember, but I'm certain it was way before the warm touch of her lips on my own. Interesting. On that orange-colored afternoon when she was sick with cold and I went to see her because of unclear reasons, it was at the mural, wasn't it? The fireworks show. Her carefree attitude, the air of otherness around her, all the things that make Rin herself, those things captured me with irresistible force. The way she could take in anything and everything, giving it only the value she herself placed, weighing all things fairly and without prejudice, seeing the world as she wanted. This is something I could never do, and Rin was probably more of a muse to me than anything ever was to her. She seemed so free to me, truly a free spirit, while I constantly worrying about everything seemed so inhibited that was almost embarrassing.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Rin is a bit of a free spirit. Maybe that's why I latched so tightly on to Rin, trying to get inside her world that was so different from my own bleak life. Before I noticed it, that irresistible force had pulled me dangerously close to her, but it turned out to be way too alien for me, and I had forgotten Newton of all things. The gravitational force is...
just say, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
The gravitational force is inversely...
In this case, it's actually just gravity. It's like two things are close. Yeah. The closer two things get, the stronger the connection.
The closer you get to the square of the distance between the objects. So if two people feel something for each other, even though feelings are not governed by the constants of the universe, I can't help thinking that for some time now I've been a satellite to Rin's brightly shining planet. Planet Rin. That makes me almost laugh. She really does seem to be from another planet at times. Dang it. You'd have to be from another planet where love doesn't exist.
Not only is that one so obscure that I do not know it. Also,
that was Josh Turner. Wouldn't Be a Man. Minus green skin and possibly some
very
tentacles.
Obscure.
Perhaps because of my stifled laughter, Ren pulls away and I let go, feeling the cold when her warmth goes away, and slight embarrassment because I shiver. For letting my thoughts run wild like that. I credit that as Ren being a bad influence on me while being glad at the same time that she can't read thoughts for real. Ren's bitter tears have dried up, and she looks a little more like herself again. The lost look in her eyes is still there, though. Her gaze wanders around restlessly before stopping at me. What happened just now? Can you tell me? I think you had a psychotic breakdown.
No.
What? What do you mean? I cried? She says that hesitantly, as if not believing it herself. Yeah? She keeps staring at me as if pleading guidance so that she wouldn't have to feel so lost. Why? You were sad. Is that what you want me to say? But it isn't that obvious? I don't know. It feels weird to cry. Hey, Mr. B.
Hello, Mr. B.
Oh, boy.
You have a humorous story. Oh, no.
Okay, what did student
What
X
terrible student do now?
Yeah, what did student X do again? What? What? I don't believe it. I mean, everyone does that. It's not... I bite my tongue before I finish my argument about normally. Norms do not apply to the person I'm talking to.
You're on break. Oh, you're on break. So this is not about a student.
It always felt so wrong, different from what is in me. Like I couldn't really tell what I felt. So I started thinking that maybe I don't know what I'm feeling. Maybe it's me who is wrong. I thought those kinds of things.
You went to a city in presumably Delaware to eat wings for the day.
I thought that painting was enough because it felt that I did at least that right.
4 orders of wings in 4 hours.
That's
a lot of wings, Mr. B.
He went to Wing Kingdom. That all that is inside me could become a picture if I tried really hard, and it could. That's good, Mr. B. That's good. It doesn't feel like it's enough anymore, because if nobody else can see that, I will still be alone. Was it wrong to try? Everyone got really angry at me for that. I really
hope that your colleagues had that your colleague had a positive response to that.
I rarely heard Rin say this much at once before. Once she finishes, she simply shuts up, looking so neutral that it's hard to believe she just said what she said. I don't know what to think. Rin was desperate for someone to look at her paintings and somehow see right through them into her soul, to understand her feeling.
Yeah. So I'm sure that they did.
Because she felt she could not express them in any other way? How can one say whether that is right or wrong? Could it be that all this time she's been trying to reach out to me like I've tried to reach out to her?
Clearly.
Sit down on the desk to think, and rest my legs that kept us both standing for a long while. You know, when I read a good book or look at a starry sky or whatever, sometimes I too feel something profound. Like a shock.
Shoot.
I don't know how to describe it, but the instant I try to put it into words, I feel that I lose something. It doesn't feel as real, as true as it did inside my head. It feels like a phony! Hey guys, it's a great big phony! Damn, even what I just said felt phony! I offer a smile that is meant to be between funny and self-deprecating, but Ren doesn't react. It's Richard Nixon.
Yeah, that works too.
It might be that nobody can ever express the true feelings so that others understand. Reality has no chance of living up to what someone has inside their head. Nothing can match that, not even your paintings, except maybe for you. I suppose you can't keep everything inside. You'd explode for real then. What I'm trying to say is, I don't think it's wrong to express your feelings, even if you use paintings as your conduit.
Yeah.
You just can't expect people to understand you any better than they would if you did it any other way. In fact, you can't expect people to understand you at all. It's because everything is so subjective. You see the world the way you do, but it's different from everyone else. Ugh. But isn't that terrible? No. I guess it is in a way. She frowns, looking probably as stricken as she can, which is not much, but it's enough for me to understand that Ren is not particularly happy. I think it might make me sad after all. Yeah, I know. I wish I could do something to help it. I don't think I sound bitter, even though I am a little. This is my problem. I cannot be what Ren wants for her, And for the same reason, she can't do the same for me either. She makes a difficult face, carefully trying to pick the words she wants to say. So Rin has times when it's hard to say anything too. I thought she's always said that. It can't be helped, I think. But if you say that, it makes me feel a little better. It's funny how some seemingly irrelevant things are the most significant ones at times like this. Like how Rin's voice is very, very small, barely audible when she says that. And how even her short bangs can cover her eyes when she looks downwards. And how they can't cover the deep red color rising on her cheeks and all the way to the tips of her ears. Oh my god, he's gonna kiss her. They turn into a very interesting shade of red. Oh, she blushed! Okay, I didn't even notice. A deafening silence follows. It's very awkward, as if I saw something that wasn't meant to be seen, even if it wasn't on purpose. I don't know what to say to that, but I keep feeling like I should somehow. She doesn't either. So it feels like there is no momentum to lose even if we keep silent. Like we have some weird, wordless connection that would hold even so. Ren keeps shifting her weight from one foot to the other. Put one foot in front of the other. Hesitantly looking everywhere around the room except at me. She is the one who finally breaks the spell. And we go. I don't want to stay here. Oh, and I thought you wanted to. Oh, yeah, of course. Where? My reply is covering my nervousness as barely as her question is covering hers. You can go wherever you like. I want to sleep. I haven't slept for a few weeks. It feels like there is a flock of light-blue butterflies inside my head. It makes it hard to think properly. The kind that you think is too blue to really exist. Oh, blue morpho butterfly. I can't use panties this way. Oh, that's the other reason I like you. You have a very good sense of humor. What sense of humor? Exactly. She shakes her head, and I almost expect a couple of ultramarine colored morphos to pop out of her ears. Yeah, guys, one thing to know about me. My favorite butterfly is a blue morpho butterfly. I've always loved the colors. Like, the underside of a blue morpho, it's like a generic wood-like coloring. But when you turn it around, it is like one of the most beautiful shades of blue you could ever see.
Ultramarine, in fact.
But anyway, I started liking that butterfly because of Dora. Because they had an episode on it. And then I looked up the real blue morpho butterfly. I'm like, oh my god, that looks so cool.
Yeah.
A small smile tugs upwards to the corners of her mouth. That reminds me, the blue, not the panties. The word for a flock of butterflies is a swarm. I looked it up, that is true. That makes my eyebrow raise into a questioning arc, and I smile. Why don't you use it then? I like the other word better.
Valid.
Why look it up in the first place then?
Curiosity.
Then you should use it, right? She nods and falls silent, her gaze escaping mine to the side, attracted by the dark orange sunlight refracting from the windows. We stay like that for a little while. Me silently looking at her, silently looking out of the window. Hey, you alright now? She glances at me from the corner of her eye, looking wistful again. The sunlight's reflection doesn't betray any more of her inner feelings. I'll need to think about that. I want to continue this conversation, grasping at those straws that she finally revealed to even exist. But Ren is looking out the window so absentmindedly that I know she won't be responsive in any way that would make sense. It's like some kind of defense mechanism of hers to avoid being sensible. Her mind is like a butterfly in itself, always fluttering somewhere away whenever it's stirred. That is probably a good way to describe Ren.
Yeah.
just when I thought I could see behind her veil, she jumps
both works.
out of my reach again. Maybe that's just how Rin is. But hey, that's just a game theory.
No.
Maybe that's something I should just accept to get some peace of mind. Okay. I'll walk you back to the dorms then. Thanks. Really? The empty hallways of the school, devoid of its students, feel very lonely. Less than 1 hour after summer vacation begun, the buildings seem to be deserted, and all that intrudes on the stillness of the hallways are our footsteps. The change is sudden, but it shows how the building is just an empty shell, dead without its students and teachers. It's as though the school has become a private world for only the two of us, a desolate place filled with silence and chalk dust. I mean, what else? I think I have to change.
I feel like this is the literal, actual repeat dialogue from the last time.
He says it out of the blue while we walk down the staircase from the 3rd floor, still managing to feel like she is mirroring what I was thinking just before. That's what people must do sometimes. That's the last thing we say to each other that day, even though there would be so much to talk about. And even those words drawn in the all-encompassing silence, disappearing into the stagnant air as if they were never said. It's this transition screen's music sounds a little ominous.
Yep.
Like,
it is ominous.
The first day of summer vacation is a disappointment. I woke up, water came down from the leaden sky in biblical proportions. I was optimistic at the time. A quick summer shower, I thought. Torrents of rain for a few minutes, then it's gone.
You wouldn't download a rain cloud, would you?
Rainwater is restlessly pouring down from the blue-gray sky outside, streaming down the glass of my window. Excuse me. In small brooks and rivers, and gathering together to form miniature ponds on the sidewalk. What are brooks?
It's tiny riverlets.
Okay, I wanted to make sure that's what that meant, because
I'm not exactly sure, but
I've heard this word said before, but I never knew what it really meant.
I'm assuming it's like tiny waterfalls, maybe? The babbling brook?
Yeah. Just like it has done for the past 2.5 hours. So I've been half-assedly cleaning up and between half-assedly reading a book, packing my stuff on the side when I get bored of the first two. The weather drags my spirits pretty down too, making it
a small
harder
strain
to do anything properly. Something bumping quite loudly against my door rouses me from my apathy. I hope it's not Kenji. Please let it not be Kenji and his crazy indoors bowling alley. I hear no more sounds from the corridor until I walk to the door and open it. Ren. Of course. I knew it was going to be Ren. Of course it's Ren. Who else would it be?
Yep.
I wish seeing her would evoke some more emotion in me, but for one, I'm too surprised that she came to see me, and for two, she is soaking wet.
For any other girl, this would be super, this would be a great scene, and I would love to see her naked. Unfortunately, I've already seen her way too naked, and so this is normal.
Censored. Her uniform shirt is drenched, and she is standing in a self-created puddle. Droplets of rainwater are dripping from her short bangs and sliding down her nose until they fall down from the tip. By the way, guys, another note to know younger bro. I don't care if I get wet. Unless I have stuff in my pockets. So if I'm out there in the rain and I have no umbrella, I don't care. Like,
you really should.
But, I know. I've just never have gotten sick from the rain. Ever. So, like, to me it's just like, oh no, I'm getting wet.
Yep.
I can just change. One by one. Hello. How are you feeling? Medium, normal, and soaking wet.
Yeah.
The relative questionability of her statement aside, she sure doesn't look too good. You're wet. It's because I came from outside.
No, come from the outside.
It's because I come from the outside. You know that? Why'd you be outside? It's raining buckets out there, if you haven't noticed. I haven't. It's raining pretty hard, though. I was on a walk, and I got drenched. Fair. Is this what you call wallowing in self-pity?
That is a strong statement.
Damn! Damn! Do you think I'm pitiful? Yes. Fuck you, then. No, I implied that you think you are. I'm not, and the rain is not a sad thing. Thank you. Don't you ever walk in the rain? I have. I do, but only with proper equipment like an umbrella. You just need to imagine you have a blue umbrella with white stripes like enemy's panties. It might be tough when rain is falling on my head. Just imagine harder.
Valid. I mean, wrong,
Damn.
but valid.
Yeah, she definitely is back to normal. Good! Those half sarcastic and considerate remarks that really push my buns, even though it's funny as fuck.
Yep.
She doesn't mean it. That vacant, spaced out stare that always expects more than it gives. It's so very much like her. I may need to come in. I need some help with this water and clothes I'm wearing. My brain quickly solves this equation, and I stumble.
The response you should give is, well, then you should have imagined that you were harder that you were dry.
A stark display of contrast against Ren's easygoing self-invitation. Yeah, I don't like that main character doesn't return the remarks as often, but Emmy
has gone home.
Ren shakes her head vehemently, causing water to sprinkle everywhere. She left. Besides, she would just worry and fuss until she could not worry or fuss anymore, which always takes a troublesomely long time. In fact, longer than I want to hear her fussing. Damn, she can't stand me, apparently. I thought you probably are not the fussing kind.
He's gonna fuss for completely different reasons.
I'm definitely not the
He's
kind.
going to be the nervous one.
She's not the cheating kind. She slumps down on my desk with a swashy sound.
Ooh.
My paperwork!
You're on vacation.
Her soaked clothes are making the desk and everything on it wet, but she doesn't care. Okay, fine. I'll help you out as I shut my door.
I mean, you'll literally help her out of her clothes.
I have a towel here somewhere. Do you want dry clothes? Is a uniform fine? I'm taller than you, but everything is fine. Everything is not fine.
That everything is clearly not fine. By that statement, everything is not fine.
You're seeking counsel from the wisest friend you have. With a little searching, I find a fresh uniform and a fluffy towel from the depths of my closet. The towel in one hand and the uniform in the other, I turn to face Ren again, uncertain of the next step. There's something wrong with me, a normal guy, but stop worrying. It is not a problem.
You know what? Fair. She just,
damn you for knowing me.
She read your mind.
She probably could see right through my hesitant demeanor, as if I was completely transparent to her. I push my anxiety away and concentrate on the 8 buttons line on her shirt, just like mine has. Only the first button is an obstacle, and after getting it over, I undo the others with slightly less shaking hands.
Valid. This is in the censored game, by the way, guys. Well, it seems like with that face, there is a bit of a problem now, isn't there?
I like this moment, but this looks off.
Yeah, there's something a little bit off about it, but we'll see.
I'm not sure if I like the design of this photo. Throwing the soaked shirt aside, I reveal Ren's pale upper body, shrouded only in her light blue brassiere, which instantly reminds me of her saying it's her favorite color. I try not to think too much about stuff, but it's hard not to look at her body with what I can only think of as mixed feelings.
I mean, yeah, very mixed.
Just put the shirt on quickly. Okay,
no, that's
sorry.
Not. Let's both be honest, that's not possible.
Just give her the towel.
With what hands?
Do what you need to do and then put the shirt on her quickly. I don't know what to think of this, so I just watch her. Ren looks brittle. Brittle is one way to describe this painting. Sorry, painting.
No, I think picture. That fits. She considers the painting her soul. She is herself a painting.
She is like a shell, a fragile thing just barely holding together. Oh, so that's where Portal came from.
No.
Well, or where Shell got her name. Her ribs, each of them visible under her pale skin, are moving up and down in the rhythm of her breaths. You can see her ribs.
Rin
always struck me as quite thin, but I realize now that the manic creative period before the exhibition opening might have caused her to lose weight. Did she eat properly and enough? Definitely not, and probably not. This ugly yet beautiful bare minimum of a human body that belongs to someone I care about is a contradiction of aesthetics in itself, oddly becoming of her.
Yep.
My eyes follow her collarbone to her shoulder and down her arm while the abrupt end. Until the abrupt end. You've been standing there a lot.
Well, look,
time,
you haven't seen her. Yeah.
No, it's less than the bare minimum. I think with a passing pang of sadness and some guilt for thinking like that. Oh boy!
Yeah, trust me.
Her arms degenerate into almost nothing but bone and skin due to lack of use. Yeah, they're trying to simulate what happens when people...
Yeah, that is what happens. It's like it just gets sewn up and it's like a nub.
But we don't really see a rib cage.
No, the thing they're focusing on is this. They're looking at her arms right now. I mean, like, this is what it looks like when she doesn't have a...
Yeah.
And also, the very obvious.
Look very short now that the long sleeves of her uniform are not covering them. My lack of any negative reaction makes me think that I've actually grown pretty accustomed of the various physical abnormalities of soulmates. I always wondered why Ren keeps her shirt sleeves long, only tying them in a simple knot at where the elbow would be. It seems a bit impractical, but then again, she is not exactly the pinnacle of practicality. Maybe she likes it. Maybe it is somehow important to her. Maybe there is no deeper meaning to it. Or maybe she just slaps people with it.
Yeah.
I feel like asking and almost do, but Ren's miserable state requires a higher priority of my attention. She's stopped talking to after we ran out of spiky greetings. I guess there's no need for chit-chat then. That looks better.
Yeah.
I pick up the towel from the bed and wrap it around her head, rumpling it all over her hair, her hair until most of the rainwater is hopefully soaked into the fabric. She peeks. Oh, that's cute. She peeks from below the towel at me, looking up with impassive eyes. Don't look at me like that. You asked for this. It looks like she wants to say something without saying it. It's that kind of look. But I can't read what she is thinking about from her face, so I just keep on fussing with the towel around her shoulders and hair. The silence is oppressive, terrifying. Communication between us has suddenly been reduced to the movements of my hands and the towel, and Rin swaying her body to and fro. My jagged breathing and her quiet breath, trying to find a common rhythm that just is not there.
I would just like to point out an implication that this mod is giving but not saying. Rin lives in the girls' dorm.
Yeah.
She's now in the guys' dorm.
Yep.
It's pouring raining. And at the beginning, they implied this rain is not going to end anytime soon.
Oh boy.
Which means that, until it stops raining, she cannot leave your room for any reason, because there's no girls to dry her back at her dorm.
Uh-oh.
So...
I think I can hear her heartbeats, or maybe they are just mine redoubled. This is gonna make him have a heart attack.
That's gonna be a problem, because there's nobody here to help him.
Even though... I almost kind of wish there were more heart attack moments.
I'm guessing there are if you go with Emmy.
Maybe? But... to me, it's like, if you're gonna have a heart attack moment at the beginning of a show, you should probably show it more.
Maybe.
Like, the reason he had a heart attack is because he felt feelings of joy and all...
Yeah, it's because his heart raced probably for the first time in, like, a long time. And...
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like, how is it in these... I know he's on medication now, but it's like, how is it in these situations?
Because he's on medication now.
But, yeah.
That's the entire reason.
I know, I just kind of wish we would dive into his medical issues more, but I think we'd get that in the Emmy route, as you said. I think I can hear her heartbeats, or maybe they are just mine redoubled. As I brush a rogue stride of her hair aside from her ear, Rin suddenly presses her cheek against the back of my hand. The contact is electric, a jolt of current surging through me. I couldn't imagine whether she seeks comfort, warmth, or just my touch. I wouldn't know, but I can't help touching her back, pressing her soft cheek with my hand. Just say everything's gonna be alright. And with her closed eyes, she kisses me on the fingers, counting the joints with her lips. I'm saddened beyond my expressive capability. Here we are, boy and a girl, both in love or something like that with each other, or maybe not, and yet something is broken. I can feel it in me and in Rin, and the way our gazes merely brush against each other, shying away from contact, and her closed, timid posture, and in my way of touching her like a china doll. Okay. Afraid of shattering her delicate form, and how we are closer than we have ever been, yet I'm not feeling happy. It's like yesterday. When did tenderness and forlornness become one in the same word? Acts of affection start invoking only a longing. Why did we end up like this? Yeah, that's something you do have to question. Is she on meds again and she's doing questionable things? No, don't answer that. I'd like to say to myself, but fighting against the omniscience of self-awareness is a lost cause. Still, I am here, and Rin is here, and it feels like she might be able to solve whatever problem she has. And if she can, why couldn't I? Why couldn't we? It feels like taking that step is too much, too difficult, too uncertain. It's too late to walk away. So for now, all I can do is dry her up so she won't get a cold again. I pet her head, trying to sort out the hair that refuses to be sorted out even when wet. A pair of dark, glazed eyes follows my every movement. Pants too. She nods in answer, leans back, and spreads her legs. Jesus Christ. With a grotesquely...
Well, look, it's not like she can strip you down.
inviting gesture that makes a nasty feeling crawl up and down my spine like a bad premonition.
Again, like, she literally can't strip you down, so it's like, what do you...
Yeah, what else do you want, man? It's not enough to sober me, though, as the silence is trying to make me feel detached from myself. I move automatically without thinking, even though I should. I should talk to her about this, or at least about something. Silence is a spell, a pact that has bound us to this private world made of the dull sound of rainfall and the soft feel of her skin against my fingers. The button of her trousers is fastened tight, but it opens surprisingly easily. I can't believe I'm still reading this! Slipping them off is hard.
This is not worse than Minecraft: A True Love, and you demanded we play that game.
I know. Because she is sitting on them. But in that game, I knew what to expect. In this game, I don't. With no intention of standing up to ease my task.
Is this shot better to you?
It still feels off.
Yeah, I'll agree on this
Like,
one.
the face looks better, and...
Yeah.
Why is her hair magenta?
It's basically the same color as normal.
I kneel down uncomfortably and...
Titillatingly
between her legs so I can quickly dry her bare feet, remembering that they are as important to her as hands are to me. As I work the towel up from her ankles, Ren brushes her thigh against my cheek and nudges the small of my back with her heel. Small of your back? What the fuck's that?
Lean up. Like in here, in like that spot in your back, like the thinnest spot of your back, in there.
That's what that's called?
Yeah, the small of your back.
Okay. All right. I've just never seen small used in another word
that's
than
a term.
You know, the size of an object.
I mean, it is. It's referring to the center of their back in the smallest part.
Okay.
So it is the size.
Kneel to make me come closer. I look up to meet her silent stare that was waiting for me to look up. That unassuming, expectant stare seems to say that the ball is in my court.
Wow. When she's like, I ran over here so I could get drenched to make you dry me, and now I'm here with no pants and no shirt. And
no shoes, no shirt, and no problems.
Yeah, and everything's in your court. You get to make the choice.
I fleetly brush my hand against her inner thigh. The touch makes her gasp sharply as if she was trying to hold back breathing. What if I do this then?
I mean, she said the ball is in her...
The small kiss I placed on her thigh is enough to make Ren lose her composure.
Just to make sure, I did put the sensor on, right?
Just almost not. Okay, we gotta check this.
Yeah, adult content's disabled. So yeah, this is not the adult content yet.
Ah! God, it's like I'm reading an anime. Is that what you want to? Is that what you want to? Would it be alright now to take this step? What if, maybe...
Well, now we get to see what's below.
Hazy thoughts float somewhere in the back of my unfocused mind.
In this shot, it almost looks like she doesn't have legs, too.
Somehow this whole situation is making it hard to think, as if my head was full of cotton fluff.
I mean, why didn't she lay on your bed?
He's on high cotton. But that's alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
Yeah.
It seems thinking is not something we need right now. Love.
Yeah, and that'd be the censored scene. So, now, just imagine there's another 15 pages at least that we just skipped.
Thank God!
The present!
What? What?
Well, that skipped a lot of adult content. Literally a lot of adult content.
Do I click? I do click! Present is a fleeting and vague concept that Hold on. What? The moment between the past and the future.
Clearly.
That doesn't really mean anything.
Shut up.
Thinking too much about things that don't make sense is a waste of time. That's why living through the present is always the best opinion. Stop giving us director notes.
Director's commentary.
Besides, for us who can't foresee the future and who forgot the past too easily, present is really the only proof of our existence. Even though existence will go on, even if you forget about it for a while, it's good to seize the day at least every once in a while.
Oh, let's seize the day.
But every once in a while. That way you can confirm that you are, in fact, alive. That's one hell of a statement, I'll give it that. Yep. I'm pretty sure that the girl who is standing there half naked staring out of the window of my room has a much better grasp of present than I do. As for me, well, right now I'm somewhat confused by my present state, since I should try to locate my shirt and not stare at Rin's butt.
I mean, I feel like staring at Rin's butt is perfectly acceptable.
But I just can't stop looking at her. She is so close to the glass that her nose is probably going to leave a mark.
Yep.
At least her breathing does when it condenses on the rain-cooled window glass before quickly disappearing again. My shuffling around to get dressed doesn't rouse Rin from her contemplation, which is fine, really. I don't mind the silences as much as I used to. Only after I'm almost finished with unbuttoning my shirt does Rin say something, still without turning to look at me. Let's go somewhere. Where? I can only assume she is inviting me and not the windowsill. Not to the windowsill, but it's a fair guess. I know. What? Help me get dressed. I think today is the day. Come on, close. Come on, close. Close. What? An impatient tone. I crouched down to pick up the bra from the floor where it had fallen, discarded in the haste of undressing.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Hanging it from between my fingers like a dead fish, the same hesitation that grasped me when I was undressing Rin is creeping inside my head again.
Not now.
Is intimacy really something this difficult for me to handle? Come on, you got it. Off just fine. This is the same, but the other way around. It's like talking backwards.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes, but here's the simple answer, girl. Yes, but putting your bra back on means that it's no longer off.
Oh.
It's easy to take something off you want off. It's hard to put something on you want off.
Yes, something managed me.
Seems hard, but it isn't.
Seems hard, but perplexed by your sudden and prodigious display of mental processing capacity, I forget to attempt reversing her gibberish back. I'm pretty sure I couldn't switch to talking backwards that fluently, even with some practice. Could you repeat that? It's something to sneeze.
See? Seems hard, but it's easy.
Got it. Fine, I'll give it a try. Rin was right, the locking mechanism is simple enough, and I get the little plastic hooks right on the third attempt. There.
Now you have to adjust it. Wow.
That's just not going on. What? Please stop that. I don't speak backwardese.
It's not on straight.
What are the characters that speak backwards always?
None. You might be thinking of Pig Latin, and that's still not.
No. There is a show.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm thinking of Bizarro World, and they don't speak backwards. What am I thinking? She shakes her head as if needing to banish the backwards way of thinking with a physical gesture. Okay, how the Bizarro World works is they say something but mean the opposite of what they say.
Yes.
I know a few people who could benefit from that kind of ability. I got stuck. Now you have to adjust it. Adjust? That's what I said!
They have to fit correctly.
No, I asked what you meant. You know, so that they're fine. Oh, fine, you say. As I have no idea when her breasts are supposed to be fine, I end up fumbling around her chest for a good while without really getting anywhere. Not that I would complain, but Rin does. Emmy is better than you at this.
Emmy has more practice at this than this.
Emmy's a female!
Yeah, Emmy knows what this is like.
Her impatient tone ticks me off, even though I can't really disagree. Rin suddenly seems to be in an awful hurry. Well, excuse me, could that be because she is a girl and I can't actually relate?
She can relate, but same thing.
And can actually relate? I don't think so. She has just about as much chest as you.
Oh, you know, that's a winning statement right there.
Fuck!
Winning statement.
Fuck, that's so good.
I already did that.
By the way, how close to the end are we?
I'm pretty sure this is the last chapter.
With her bra and breasts eventually fine, in quotes, as they should, the rest of her clothes are considerably easy to put on. There's no more choices or anything.
Nope.
Ren launches towards the door, even though her shirt is not even buttoned up all the way yet. Left with little choice, I run after her.
Still without clothes.
As soon as I realize that we are heading for the side entrance leading to the forest, I think I know where Ren wanted to go, although I couldn't say why she wanted to go there. And again, I can't...
It stopped raining some point.
Really assume my guess is to be anywhere near correct. When Rin is concerned, not even for a quite generous definition of correct. The forest behind the walls smells of rain. The last raindrops are still dripping from the wet undergrowth into the earth, despite the rain being gone for a while already. We stroll along with an unhurried pace that Rin sets, giving me time to think in the calming atmosphere. I think I can hear Rin saying hello to the last 3 different trees while she walks past them, but I ignore it, just like the trees do. She leads me to the narrow side path leading up to the hilltops, as I guessed. I peek through the canopy trying to find a rainbow, but there doesn't seem to be one.
You're not going to find her that easily.
It's perfect weather for rainbows. The sun is shining low and the rain has passed not too long ago. Well, whatever. I lower my eyes from the treetops to see the gaunt back of the girl who is climbing up the hill slowly without losing her balance. A few steps ahead of me on the path, but still within my reach. I don't think I could ever reach a rainbow, but reaching Ren, it seems less impossible than it used to seem. The clear sky greeting us from above the meadow clearing seems vast and beautiful. Strong wind is hurting the rain clouds away from the town to the other side of the mountains in the distance. The sight is pretty, but a speck of white flies past the edge of my peripheral vision, but when I turn to look, it's already gone. After another follows, then a third. Before I realize it, dozens of almost invisible small tufts of white are flying all around us. Look, the flowers. Ah, I see it now. Oh, but I see it now. The sea of dandelions that covered the hilltop on our last visit has changed over the days. Where there was bright yellow before, there is now fluffy white. Some of the flowers have already shed their seeds, but many are still waiting for a suitable gust of wind. Today, those gusts are not in short demand. Every now and then they shake the grass thoroughly, and suddenly the air is thick with dandelion seeds. One by one, the seeds separate from the flower heads and are lifted away. A commonplace event, but one that seems to fascinate Ren for some reason. She's turning her head from side to side, marveling at the change happening all around her as the seeds fly away. I watch them too, following the white tufts floating with the wind towards the horizon, and imagine that I can see them even after they disappear from my sight. Sal, what is it? Do you love me? I snap to attention to meet her suddenly very serious face that is not looking only at the flowers anymore. What a tough question, asked just like that, out of the blue. Still, her bluntness compels me to answer rapidly. I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe too rapidly. What does that mean? I don't know. Rin is perhaps unhappy with my wishy-washy answer.
Well, maybe it's because of her.
Me either. I don't think I know much about love. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me.
Yep.
It's fine, isn't it? How should I know? The shrug of her shoulders seems to say, hesitating to give a firmer answer. She stays silent for only a second too long, but even that second isn't long enough for me to think ahead. I love you.
Yeah.
Damn, points! Those 3 words freeze me in place like a rabbit staring into headlights. Oh boy, she got the drop on old Reggie. If them were guns, I'd be dead. But I'm not a rabbit. I'm just staring into Ren's eyes. That seemed far, far too impassive for what she just let out of her mouth. Ren looks pretty serious though, until she sticks out her tongue, frowns a little, and confuses me even more than her words did. Why does she look mildly unhappy? Was it a confession or her deepest feelings? A test to see how I would react? A test to see how she would react? It tastes weird. Tastes. Yeah, so weird. She laughs. Maybe nervously or so I want to think, but stops midway when she notices how strange it sounds. Like, I don't know what. I don't think there is a word for this. Ren keeps on talking as though there was no meaning behind her words. Steady and careless words dropping from the same tongue that formed the more important ones. A word for, except, it's like, she can't, find the words. Ren just keeps staring at me, stumbling with her words as if her brain suddenly ground to a halt. She looks awfully confused, much like how I feel right now as I wait for her to explain. But she doesn't. She just blinks a few times, the flutter of her long lashes catching my fancy because she looks like she is petrified with otherwise. Until I realize what they were fighting against. It's those weird tears again. Not associated with sadness or happiness, not pitiful sobbing, nor laughter or joy. Just tears, spontaneously and without a warning, like that one time in her classroom. Just a few of them. Not enough to make a fuss about, so Ren doesn't make a move to hide them even after noticing. Ren cries, looking like she has no idea why, and somehow a great uneasiness grows in my chest when I look into her watery eyes that stare right back at me. It petrifies me too, the shock of
incomprehensibility.
Incomprehensibility of this situation. I just don't know what is happening anymore. Ren, what's wrong? Hi. She shakes her head in confusion, stumbling to get the words out of her mouth. Sorry. I might be a little afraid of you. The words are muttered slowly with a small voice that is as disbelieving of what it's saying as I am. What? Why? I don't know. Saying that just made me feel like that. People cry when they are afraid, right? See, I can do it too. She's averting her gaze now, deliberately not looking at me. It bewilders me, at least as much as what she is saying. I sometimes with you want to run away so badly, but I can't move. It's like my legs turn into lemon
panna cotta.
Into lemon pina colada pudding, and my heart feels like it's going to explode. And she slumps her shoulders melancholically. Has a thing like this ever happened to you? Yes!
Yeah.
I remember the leaden sky above the frozen forest and the sound of the leafless branches clacking against each other. It's like a memory from another life. Yeah, once. My heart hurt a lot back then too. But I thought your thing was not contagious. I shake my head and a tiny, slightly forced smile rises on my lips. The other ailment of my heart could very well be contagious and I wouldn't care a bit. What are you afraid of? I never thought I was scary.
I look scary.
I never thought I looked scary. Rin shakes her head desperately, as if knowing that the tangle inside her mind won't be undone with just that. You just make me feel that I should be someone else than me. It's a scary thing. It happens when you are being nice to me, like yesterday. I never knew what to do at times like that. It's hard. Her voice is barely audible, a whispering admission of something that is too embarrassing to even think, not to mention to say aloud. Guys, we are at time, but I think
we're pretty much at the end of the game.
We're at the end of the game. Let's push for the finale.
Going to the end.
Going to the end! Rin has never been one to be embarrassed, so she does utter it aloud, only timidly as if by instinct, ultra instinct. But I want to do something, but I don't know if this me can. For a moment, we just stare at each other as if waiting for the other to say something. Saying something. You're so stupid. Ren's lips taste salty and scared against mine. Oh shit. As I grasp her into an embrace, I feel my heart thumping in my chest painfully. Even though I'm glad that she can say things like that, they make me sad after all. Am I gonna die?
Could.
Is character gonna die?
Could.
Ren's spirit, her passion, her strength, all those things that I hold dear are the ones I don't want to change. How should I treat them? Where are they headed to? Is that future irrevocably different from mine? The anxiety will never lose its grip on my heart, but I think I could learn to live with it. Slowly, the pain in my heart dies out good and settles into the same rhythm as Ren's. We listen to that for some time. After our lips break apart, it takes a while for either of us to realize that we can say something now. See? You are a really kind person even when you are not. It's the most scariest thing ever. I think that all I was ever afraid of is your kindness. Is it bad? Even if you are afraid? She thinks about this for a while, furrowing her brow as though this was some kind of hard math problem. No, I'm alright with it. It's fine if it's you. Aww, that's adorable. Like a weight lifted off my shoulders, not chest. Her words elate my heart, filling it with, I don't know, happiness, determination?
No.
What else could it be? This time, my smile is genuine. Ren steps back, still smiling gently at me like I do it, or while she wipes her face on her shoulder, I pick up a round, plump dandelion clock and bring it to my pursed lips. Pursed
is right.
Pursed lips. They spread out into the wind that picks them up to carry them to a new home. I like this. This is you are watching an anime scene because you are seeing other things besides the characters. I think only a few short weeks ago they were so different. This is change.
Time has changed.
Time has changed. Hey, so the flowers become what they were meant to become, like you said the last time. What about you? Did you become a true artist, or did you not? Because you ran away? She pauses for a while to ponder my question and shrugs her shoulders. It almost makes me laugh. The carefree easiness of her gesture is a lovely thing. A sign of how Rin can, truly and really, without any restraints whatsoever, shed the entire weight of the world from her shoulders. Should she will so.
Yep.
She is, in every possible and probably a few impossible ways, free. And I think I might love her for that. Just as free. I don't think it matters. Let's just watch the clouds for the day. And all I wanna see is you and me go on forever like the clear blue sky. She takes 5 steps to climb on a large rock so she can rise as high as it's possible here and stands on her tiptoes. When you reach for the clouds, every inch counts. Sure, let's watch the clouds. It's good to do something you really want to do, even now and then. Yeah, you're probably right. I glance upwards at the blue sky opening high above us. Hey, there's blue sky.
Yep.
DDLC blue skies.
This is where the inspiration came from. The
Definitely.
blue skies.
It's a deep
cerulean
vastness that spreads to fill my entire field of vision and beyond. Yet Rin stays on her rock, peering at the distant horizon where the rain clouds are drifting farther away from us.
Doki Doki rain cloud is going far away.
I've decided something. That dreaming voice of hers spoken to the wind that carries it to my ears is lacking resolve and tone, but is full of it in meaning. It's alright to be me after all. It's alright, her decisions always seem to be pretty far out. Well, I suppose that is an important realization. Coming to terms with oneself, accepting yourself, being fine with what you are, as a simple resolution of her heart that for some people is overbearingly hard to do, if not impossible. I do realize well enough that I might be one of those people. Rin too. Maybe we are not that different after all. Maybe to accept someone else, you must first accept yourself. Maybe that is a necessary step which we didn't take until now. Looking at her standing on the rock, da-na-na, I believe that she can find whatever she's looking for, and so I can. The wind catches her hair and clothes, and Rin spreads her short arms into an embrace that is so very, very tiny, but as wide as she can ever do. For a moment, it looks like she herself might take flight, and I have to hold myself back to not reach for her shoulder, to not drag her back to me. But this picture is something I can only watch. It is something for me to remember. That is beautiful. Rin's sleeves are flapping freely in the wind, her hair widely tousled by it, her skin touching by the setting sun. Her sleek form that I've come to adore is quivering in the cool wind that carries the small white specks past her, each a beginning of a new flower. All that is engraved inside my heart. Like those tiny seeds scattered into the wind, I'm sure that Rin too can take her place in this world without the need to create her own inside of it. Maybe she believes it too, and standing as close to heaven as possible, she is giving the world a big hug. Aww. To me, it seems like the entire world really could fit there, between those small arms of hers, inside of her all-encompassing embrace. Hisao? Oh my god, this is a beautiful picture. She looks at me in the same way. She calls my name carelessly over her shoulder with a strange happiness in her voice and in her eyes. I gaze into those mysterious dark eyes that are curiously twinkling from below her auburn hair. Although I'm too far from her to see it, I'm sure they are reflecting my image. What is it? What's the word for when it feels inside your heart that everything in the world is alright?
Happiness. Joy. It's not Katawa Shoujo, I'll tell you that.
Oh, that's the credits. That's beautiful.
Here's all the writers.
Wow.
Here's the editors. Here's the music.
Guys, that is beautiful. That's what she looked like originally?
Yep. Here's the additional arts. Here's the video animations. The directing.
I think she looked cuter
There's
originally.
Delta. Thanks to all these people who helped out along the way.
Alright guys, so let's give finally our final thoughts on this visual novel.
I like that. I just want to say, I hope that VCR is not them thanking a person named VCR, that they're thanking VCRs for existing.
Wait, is that the end of the end credits?
Yeah, it was made by a team.
Wow.
4 Leaf Studios.
That is a very, very short end credits. That's like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you need.
Yeah, let's give our final opinions. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so I definitely did not expect to go to places where this game went. So my thoughts about it, I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
I was searching for a dating sim game for the longest time, and I think I finally freaking found it.
Yeah.
Now, DDLC Blue Skies...
It's good.
It's good, but it's a mod. It wasn't...
Yeah.
Originally, DDLC was not designed to be a dating sim.
Yep.
So it was the closest I had. But after playing through this entire game, it is what I've been wanting for years. And I finally found it. I'm ecstatic. I'm happy because I want fucking more of this.
Yeah, it's so good.
I want more.
Yeah. Unfortunately, 4 Leaf Studios came together for one single game and never again.
Then if I can't get them, I want more games like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, this has to be one of the best visual novels I've ever read.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons why.
Like, holy shit.
This is why people are like, oh yeah, 4chan made a game. And everyone's just like, oh, so it's some trashy harem romance. And it's like, no. They made one of the most heartfelt, like, well-done games of all time. There are AAA studios who cannot say they made as good a game as 4chan.
Like, I can feel the love and passion they put into this fucking game.
This is the reason why the devs of why 4chan had to come down and make a subgroup for this. Why why the mods had to do something for once in a while.
Like, guys,
because the mods never do anything.
I'm not even kidding. This game rivals DDLC in terms of how fucking good the story is.
And it's not any less heartbreaking.
No.
Like, it's just there's less death. It's not straight up death, but it's fucking brutal.
I want to say there was only one issue I had with this entire game. And that was the moments, as in the scenes they chose to do.
Yep. Younger bro.
I am fine.
Again, guys, younger bro comes off as the person who's very raunchy, and I'm the innocent one, and it is very much opposite.
I am fine with when they did it in the rain. Like that's fine to me. Like, that seemed like a fine moment. Sure.
Yeah.
But when they were in the studio, I was like,
look,
no.
she had needs and she asked for help.
But that's not what you should do. That's not.
Look,
that shouldn't be your first response.
I mean, there was no good response. There was no good response to that. That was the problem. Is that Rin's route is about both characters being absolute fuck-ups that finally end up in a good spot, but they have to go through it in such a brutal way.
Like, I can understand, like, whatever third act breakups and then coming back together, that's fine to me. But just that situation was so fucking fucked up.
Yeah, it's so
like, it's probably one of the most fucked up things I've ever read.
Yeah, it is
like,
it's
how
so messed up.
One of our
so
viewers
good.
Described it.
Yeah, it's so messed up, but it's so good. It breaks you, but it's so good.
Yeah, Rin's route breaks you, but by the end, it's so like
good.
It's one of the best things I've ever read.
So good. Like, that's the point. It's like it's so good.
Like, guys, I want to cry because of how beautiful this game fucking is. I'm promising you, I am coming back and I'm doing another fucking route.
Yes, he is.
Like, that is
so
planned.
Good. Yeah, he's written.
Same with Blue Skies. Like, I am happy. This game was so good that inspired Blue Skies. I want this to inspire more games.
Yeah.
Or get those Japanese exclusives in the West, please.
Yeah, just
Like-
it's so damn
I
good.
want more games like this.
Yeah,
If I could make a channel where I do only one thing, I would like to do this.
yeah.
But we're not going to do that because we like other games.
Yeah.
But holy fucking shit.
Oh.
One of the best things I ever read. Yeah, there
Yeah.
was problems with it, sure. I mean, DDLC also had its problems. But you can't be 100% perfect. So I'm not even
And-
looking at that right now. I'm
and who
looking at
cares?
it as a game and as a story, and they're both fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I want more of this game. You're getting more of this game. I can't wait to bring it back.
good. But it won't be for a little bit.
So, yeah, guys, that is going to have to be it for today's episode and this series. I don't want it to be. I kind of want to go into the next route already.
But
So,
the show must go on, and it must go somewhere else for now.
so like and subscribe to YouTube and Twitch. Comment to your videos if you read them. Follow on Twitch. We'll see you guys in the next Katawa Shoujo route, and we'll see you guys in the next series. Goodbye.
Good night, everyone.